Hello, welcome back to the Wandering Village. This is my third episode. I was playing a bit off-screen a couple old days ago, well, a couple weeks ago, a little while after I released the last video. I encountered a desert and it nearly took my entire village out. So, after that, I took some time to practice with this game. And learned a lot of stuff that I should have known already. This save file is probably going to be removed in place of another one. So, yeah, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. So, yeah. I kind of ruined that save file by not being prepared for a desert.
But not in our wildest dreams did we imagine what we would find.
I also reduced the volume because the music was drowning out my own voice in the last few videos. So hopefully you guys can hear me better. Though, yeah, now I know much more about this game after playing through a different save file for, like, a couple weeks. Like, I know how decorations work. And I know why people would want to use the Ombo Discipliner. Because Ombo does not listen to you after you, have it really low HP. And later in the game, if you don't get heal shrooms, oh boy, is he gonna be at low HP for a lot of the time. What's taking it so long to load? I can hear faint music, or that's just me going nuts. But, yeah. And also I realized how much compost is actually useful. It speeds up the growing of your crops, it allows you to make biogas to be able, well, dung, not compost. It allows you to make biogas to get rid of pests, which, oh boy, is that helpful when a spore moth or two lands on your Ombo's back. Seriously, what is happening? I played to like day 225 on my other save file. I was in Sandbox and I removed the ability for my villagers and Ombo to die. But I still knew that I would have to address their problems. My villagers could still leave, so they were displeased. Oh, never mind. Okay, a bugged screen, whatever. Fixed it. I'm glad that finally worked. Blah blah blah, I've already done all this on an older video. Let's see, there's the tool. I know what a warning flag is already. So yeah, decoration was one giant thing I was purposefully ignoring, but because I did not see the point in it. Now that I've played through a lot of this, I know that a lot of the decorations and stuff is madly useful. Luckily, none of my villagers are mad at being homeless at the moment. Stone and clay. People! I have to make a new house now. I also learned that you actually want to have more houses than what you need. About 50% more. Because that will increase your housing quality. Right here. Having more houses than what you need makes it to where people are less cramped. They're just people not doing anything. I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Anybody who has nothing to do, just do that. I've also learned that it's very important to conserve all of your... Well, conserve as much of your min as possible. So make sure you always have free workers. AKA don't avoid gathering camps. And also once you find a good amount of clay deposits, you don't really need a second gathering camp. That one's gonna waste resources. This one's the best. And with clay gathering camps, only one square needs to be taken up of the clay deposit for it to be able to be harvested. They don't really care otherwise. And instead of destroying woodcutting camps, you can simply move them. I don't remember if I already figured that one out prior to this video. So, yeah, I've learned some stuff. And material storage is important, because if you don't have somewhere to put all your materials, then they just get... then they just get dropped everywhere, and then they get in the way. And another handy thing about clay deposits, they're renewable. Sadly, you can't move around a clay gathering camp. Here it is. Whenever someone has free time, go deal with that. Housing quality still good. Roads are also another really important thing because they improve the movement speed of your villagers. Need to start researching air well so I can start making water. Also, your villagers for some reason don't need water to survive. Water is literally only used for making water is literally only used for making crops grow. And a lot of the time it's barely needed, like for cacti. Oh, right, let me explain to you why I lost so many people. Because I had seen cacti, realized that I needed it for dealing with realized I needed it for dealing with whatchamacallums, dealing with can't remember what they're called, deserts, but did not realize they don't give food for some reason. I forgot they wouldn't give food, thus meaning I made 0 corn. I didn't even research how to use it. So, yeah. I had no food and most of my people were starving. Before I had realized my massive mistake. And that's how I lost so much. This is high priority. Water tank isn't all that important. Let's learn how to make a horn blower. Light rain raises humidity. Good, that means that puddles might form. And most of them I'm probably going to use for our water. Okay, start making a water tank finally. Now I can finally... Now I have a horn blower. I don't know why it explains to you full staff is required when the horn blower only has one person. Seems kinda pointless. I'd rather prefer to avoid the flop house because it makes my villagers more susceptible to poison. Nobody wants poison. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier with compost. The dung collector is quite cheap to make. And while it sounds very bad at first, because it sounds like it's probably reducing the trust of Ombo, but no, that's the bile extractor that reduces its trust. All this thing's doing is picking up the poop. And these don't hurt Ombo at all in any way, and they are very important. I had avoided them at first because I thought they weren't going to be very good. But now I know it will be vital to the survival of my colony that I get biogas, as it is my main way of getting basically anything. Pantry. If the humidity stays high enough, I'll have a constant supply of that stuff. Actually, now that I think about it, I should deconstruct this and move it to the side a bit so there's more space that can actually be... That is the furthest out I can feasibly get it. Really stupid that I have to do all that, but still. Now I can start researching the stonemason. Workers aren't all that important at the start of this game, because as of how abundant you get them, thanks to the Full of Hope thing, making them extremely happy even when they're really hungry. Which is quite good. Yay, light rain. Also, I need to keep an eye on these herbs. because you need them to unlock some very important stuff later. Well, really soon, honestly. Landscaping, which requires clay, herbs, and water. All three of which are easy things to get, but don't be discouraged saying you need an herbalist to do that, as herbs can randomly grow on Ombo's back. Like right here. Except they decay quickly, so you have to find them quickly. I didn't even realize they were there. Also, if Ombo gets fed up with you, he will start shaking around, destroying your buildings. Which is, very bad. What do you mean, not enough resources? Harvest. You can't plant right now. And I know I haven't explained why knowing how to landscape is good, but landscaping having decorations nearby your houses increases the happiness of your villagers dramatically. Well, not dramatically, but it does increase it. It is extremely important. Like, it's absurdly important. I'm usually not the kind of guy who purposely decorates his houses. I did not know this was here. I usually use that. Well, at least now I've actually got that started. What do you mean? I've not done anything to make you hate me. Right, I can't make you sleep. Good. You can go back to waiting for the stonemason to be researchable. Great, now I'm low on stone. Actually, no, feeding Trebuchet will be the most important of all of this. Something I also think should happen, I think if you assign workers to start working at a place, they should also prioritize, until a work there, they should prioritize getting that stuff built. Do we have homeless people right now? Good, but we have too many people. Also, another thing I learned, unless you absolutely need to, do not break these. Ambo really doesn't like it, and my god, you just passed up villagers. I don't really know what I should be doing right now. Seeing these mushrooms really tells me I should be going to the side, not forward, but I'm not sure. I've also figured out how to get rid of these. And it's kind of dumb, to be honest. I really don't think they should have done it like that. Sorry, my 12 free workers are mining logs. All my free workers should be mining logs right now. Well, I think that's about time I quit. I don't want to really go much past 30 minutes. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day. Give me a second. Bye.